Hey Capricorn, I need to share something with you right now because the energy coming through these cards is honestly incredible. I just pulled your reading and I have to tell you, the universe is setting you up for such a massive shift that your current reality is literally about to become unrecognizable. I'm talking about a level up that touches every single area of your life in ways you have been dreaming about, but maybe thought were still years away. I shuffled the deck with your energy in mind, and before I even pulled the first card, I could feel this powerful momentum building. You know that feeling when you are standing at the edge of something significant, and you can just sense that everything is about to change? That is the exact energy I am picking up on for you right now. Let me walk you through what the cards are revealing because honestly, each one builds on the last in such a perfect way that it feels like the universe has orchestrated this entire timeline specifically for you. The first card that came out is the King of Wands in Capricorn. This card is showing me that you are stepping into a version of yourself that commands respect without even trying. The King of Wands represents mastery, leadership, and this magnetic confidence that draws opportunities and people toward you like you are the sun, and they are just orbiting around your energy. What I find so fascinating about this card showing up first is that it is not about becoming someone you are not. This is about finally embodying the power you have always had, but maybe you have been playing small or holding back for whatever reason. I am seeing that you have been through a period where you were building, strategizing, and honestly probably working harder than most people around you could even comprehend. That is very Capricorn of you, by the way. But here is what is shifting now. You are moving from that energy of grinding and proving yourself into an energy of natural authority. People are going to start recognizing you as the person in your field, in your social circle, in whatever domain matters to you. The King of Wands does not chase validation, because the validation comes to him automatically based on his presence and his track record. What this looks like practically for you is that opportunities are going to start presenting themselves without you having to hustle for them the way you used to. I am talking about people reaching out to you, offers coming your way that feel almost too good to be true. Recognition for work you did months or even years ago suddenly paying off in major ways. The King of Wands energy is about being so good at what you do that your reputation precedes you. And Capricorn, you have put in the work to earn that reputation. Now you are entering the phase where you get to actually enjoy the fruits of all that effort. There is also this element of creative power with the King of Wands that I think is going to surprise you. You might find yourself coming up with ideas or solutions that feel like they are downloading into your consciousness fully formed. This is not about struggling to figure things out anymore. Your intuition is going to be incredibly sharp, and when you get a hit about something, it is going to be right. Trust those impulses because the King of Wands operates from this place of knowing, not guessing. You are going to feel more decisive, more clear about what you want, and more willing to go after it without second-guessing yourself into paralysis. I also want to mention that the King of Wands can indicate leadership roles or situations where you are guiding others. So you might find yourself in a position where people are looking to you for direction, mentorship, or inspiration. This could be in your career, obviously, but it could also be in your personal life. Maybe you become the person your friends turn to for advice, or you start some kind of project or initiative that puts you in a visible leadership position. The key thing is that this is not going to feel like a burden. When you are operating as the King of Wands, leadership feels natural and energizing rather than draining. The second card is the Six of Pentacles, and this is where things get really interesting because this card is all about the flow of abundance and resources. The Six of Pentacles shows up when you are entering a phase where you have more than enough, And not just enough for yourself, but enough that you can be generous with others without depleting yourself. This is significant for you, Capricorn, because I know your sign has a complicated relationship with security and resources. You are someone who likes to build safety nets and plan for worst-case scenarios, which is smart, but sometimes that energy can come from a place of scarcity rather than abundance. What the Six of Pentacles is showing me is that you are moving into a reality where scarcity is not your operating system anymore. The resources you need are going to be available to you. This could be money, obviously, but it could also be time, support, connections, opportunities, information, whatever you need to move forward. And here is the beautiful part: when you are in the energy of the Six of Pentacles, receiving and giving become this natural cycle rather than this stressful transaction you have to monitor constantly. I am seeing possibilities here where your income increases in a sustainable way. Not like a one-time windfall that disappears, but like a genuine upgrade to your baseline financial reality. This could come through a raise, a new job, a side project taking off, investments paying out, or even just better money management that makes you realize you actually have more available than you thought. For some of you watching this, I would not be surprised if you find yourself in a position to help others, financially or with resources in a way that feels really good. Maybe you pay off debt for a family member, or you invest in a friend's business, or you donate to causes you care about. The point is that you are operating from overflow rather than scarcity. But the Six of Pentacles is not just about money. I am also seeing this play out in terms of balance in your relationships and exchanges with others. You know how sometimes you feel like you are always the one giving and not receiving much in return? Or maybe it has been the opposite, where you have had to accept help, but it made you uncomfortable because you felt like you could not reciprocate. That imbalance is correcting itself. You are entering a phase where give and take feels natural and fair. The people in your life are going to show up for you in ways that feel supportive rather than obligatory, and you are going to be able to show up for them from a place of genuine abundance rather than resentment or depletion. There is also an element of recognition and reward with the Six of Pentacles. This card can indicate receiving acknowledgement for your skills and contributions. So if you have been feeling overlooked or undervalued, that is about to change. Your work is going to be seen and appreciated, and more importantly, compensated appropriately. For those of you who have been undercharging for your services or accepting less than you deserve, the Six of Pentacles is giving you permission, and actually the push to step into your worth and ask for what you deserve without apologizing for it. The third card is the Magician and Capricorn. When the Magician shows up, it means you are entering a phase where you have everything you need to manifest what you want. The Magician is that card of pure creative power and resourcefulness. Notice how this connects perfectly with what we have already talked about. The King of Wands gave you the confidence and authority. The Six of Pentacles brought the resources and balance, and now the Magician is saying, okay, you have got all the tools. Now create your reality. What I love about the Magician is that this card is about recognizing that you are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are the one who shapes your circumstances through your focus, your skills, your willpower, and your ability to take aligned action. The Magician has all four suits laid out on the table in front of him, representing all the elements and all the resources available, and he knows how to use them. That is you right now. You have spent so much time developing your skills, building your knowledge, creating your network, and now you are at a point where you can pull all of that together to create something significant. I am seeing major manifestation energy for you over the coming months. Things you have been visualizing or working toward are going to start materializing faster than you expected. But here is the key with the Magician. This is not about passive wishing or hoping. The Magician is about conscious creation. You need to be clear about what you want, direct your energy toward it consistently, and take practical steps while also staying open to the magic of synchronicity and opportunity. You are going to notice that when you set an intention, the resources and people you need show up almost immediately. That is the Magician energy at work. For some of you, the Magician could indicate learning new skills or tools that significantly upgrade your capabilities. Maybe you take a course, learn a new software, develop a new talent, or gain knowledge that puts you ahead of your competition. The Magician is all about mastery and skill development. So do not be surprised if you find yourself drawn to learning something new that ends up being a total game changer for you. Trust those interests because they are breadcrumbs leading you toward your next level. There is also a communication component to the Magician that I want to highlight. This card can indicate that your ability to articulate your ideas, pitch yourself, negotiate, or simply express what you want is going to be incredibly powerful right now. Words have creative power, and you're going to find that when you speak things into existence, they manifest. So be intentional with your language. Stop saying things like, "I cannot afford that," or "that is impossible for me," and start claiming what you want as if it is already yours. The Magician knows that the internal reality creates the external reality, not the other way around. The fourth card is the Page of Swords, and this is such a refreshing energy to see here, because the Page of Swords brings curiosity, mental agility, and this willingness to challenge old ideas. After the power and manifestation energy of the previous cards, the Page of Swords is showing up to make sure you do not get complacent or rigid in your thinking. This card is about staying intellectually sharp, asking questions, and being open to new information even if it contradicts what you thought you knew. What I'm picking up with the Page of Swords in this position is that you are going to be encountering new ideas, perspectives, or information that shifts how you see things. This could come through conversations with people who think differently than you, books or content that challenges your assumptions, or just life experiences that make you realize you were operating on outdated beliefs. The Page of Swords is encouraging you to stay curious rather than defensive when your worldview gets challenged. Some of the biggest breakthroughs happen when we are willing to admit we might have been wrong about something, or that there is a better way to approach a situation. I also see the Page of Swords indicating communication opportunities for you. This could be writing, speaking, teaching, or any form of sharing your ideas with others. You might find yourself starting a blog, launching a podcast, speaking at events, or just being more active on social media in a way that positions you as a thought leader or expert. The Page of Swords has something to say and is not afraid to say it, even if it is unconventional or goes against the grain. For you, Capricorn, this might mean stepping out of the conservative, play it safe energy you sometimes default to and being willing to share your real opinions and insights even if they are a bit edgy or controversial. There is also a theme of strategy and planning with the Page of Swords. This is a card that thinks several steps ahead and is always gathering information to make better decisions. So you might find yourself in a phase where you are doing a lot of research, asking a lot of questions, and really analyzing your options before making moves. This is smart, especially combined with the action-oriented energy of the other cards. You are not just rushing in blindly. You are being strategic and thoughtful while still maintaining momentum. One thing to watch out for with the Page of Swords is getting stuck in overthinking or analysis paralysis. This card can sometimes indicate mental restlessness or getting so caught up in gathering information that you never actually make a decision. So use the Page of Swords energy to stay sharp and informed. But do not let it talk you out of taking action when the King of Wands and the Magician are telling you it is time to move. The fifth card is the Four of Pentacles, and okay. This is interesting because the Four of Pentacles has a bit of a reputation as the card of holding on too tightly, of being possessive or fearful about resources. But I do not think that is what is happening here. In the context of this reading, I am seeing the Four of Pentacles as a reminder to protect and manage what you are building. You are coming into more power, more resources, more opportunities as we have established with the previous cards. The Four of Pentacles is showing up to say, make sure you are being smart about how you handle all of this growth. This card is about financial security and stability, which is very important to you as a Capricorn anyway. So the Four of Pentacles is encouraging you to have systems in place to manage your increasing abundance. This might mean working with a financial advisor, creating a budget that actually works for your lifestyle, setting up investments or savings accounts, or just being more conscious about where your money is going. The Four of Pentacles wants you to enjoy your success, but also make sure you are building something sustainable, rather than just spending everything. As it comes in, I also see the Four of Pentacles, talking about boundaries and protecting your energy. As you step into this more powerful version of yourself that we have been discussing, you are going to attract more attention and more people who want access to you. The Four of Pentacles is reminding you that not everyone deserves your time, energy, or resources. You get to be selective about who you invest in and what you say yes to. This is not about being stingy or closed off. It is about being wise and discerning. Your time and energy are valuable, and you do not have to give them away just because someone asks. For some of you, the Four of Pentacles might be highlighting a need to get your practical affairs in order. Maybe there is paperwork you have been avoiding, contracts you need to review, or administrative tasks you have been putting off. This card is nudging you to handle those things because they are part of building a solid foundation for your new reality. The Four of Pentacles is very much about creating structure and security, which allows you to take bigger risks and make bolder moves because you know you have a stable base to come back to. One other thing with the Four of Pentacles is that it can sometimes indicate a fear of losing what you have gained. So if you notice yourself getting anxious or overly controlling about your resources or your success, that is something to be aware of. The goal is to be responsible and protective without becoming so rigid that you cut yourself off from flow and opportunity. Remember the Six of Pentacles energy of abundance and circulation. You can be smart with your resources while still staying open and generous. The sixth and final card is the Three of Wands in Capricorn. This is such a perfect card to end on because the Three of Wands is all about expansion, vision, and looking toward the horizon with confidence. This card shows someone standing on a cliff looking out at ships coming in, which represents opportunities, rewards, and new ventures that are heading your way. The Three of Wands is about having done the initial work and now being in a position to see the fruits of that labor manifesting in the physical world. What I love about the Three of Wands in this position is that it is confirming everything we have been talking about. You are not just hoping for a better reality. You are actively creating it, and the results are already on their way to you. The Three of Wands is a card of foresight and planning paying off. You made moves in the past that maybe did not seem like they were leading anywhere at the time, but now you are starting to see how everything was actually setting you up for this moment. Projects you started, connections you made, skills you developed, they are all converging to create opportunities that feel aligned and exciting. This card is also about expansion, beyond your current circumstances. The Three of Wands indicates that your world is getting bigger. This could be literal travel or relocation for some of you, but for most, it is more about expanding your influence, your reach, your network, your possibilities. You are not going to be operating in the same small pond anymore. You are moving into bigger arenas where you can make a much larger impact and reach more people. This might feel a little intimidating at first because it is outside your comfort zone, but the Three of Wands is reminding you that you are ready for this expansion. You have prepared for it even if you did not realize that is what you were doing. I'm also seeing the Three of Wands indicating collaborations and partnerships that help you scale whatever you are building. You do not have to do everything alone, and actually trying to do it all yourself is going to limit your growth. The Three of Wands often shows up when it is time to bring in support, delegate, or partner with others who have complementary skills and resources. So be open to collaborations that might have seemed out of reach before. You are in a different league now, and you can engage with people and opportunities at a higher level. There is this beautiful energy of confidence and anticipation with the Three of Wands that I want you to really embody. This is not anxious waiting. This is excited anticipation because you know good things are coming. You have planted the seeds, you have done the work, and now you get to watch things bloom. The Three of Wands encourage you to stay focused on your vision and keep taking steps forward even when you cannot see the full picture yet. Trust that what you have set in motion is unfolding perfectly.